In this video, we'll be learning about property protection. Every pressure washing job will have some level of property protection. Whether the home has its own botanical garden or just poorly installed outdoor electrical sockets, there's many ways a quick and simple cleaning job can end up costing you more than you profit. At every job, it's recommended to have a property protection setup bag or container. This will make it quick and easy to carry around the property and apply the needed protection. Here are some key items you'll always want to keep in your setup bag. Kitchen trash bags, great for covering smaller electronics, electrical boxes, yard speakers, etc. Contractor trash bags for larger areas such as nicer stained doors, TVs, outdoor equipment, and furniture. Painter's masking tape, used to hold your trash bags in place on sensitive surfaces, covering doorknob keyholes, and basically cover any sensitive surface to keep water from entering. Duct tape. It's recommended to have a heavy-duty and a general-use duct tape. A heavy-duty duct tape is great for holding plastic to less adhesive surfaces like masonry or brick, while the general-use duct tape is a cheaper option to bind plastic and Tyvek coverings together. Butyl flashing tape. Rare use case tape that is extremely strong but can come in handy in situations where the surface is not sensitive but other tape options refuse to stick. Spring clamps, good for weighing plastic down or clamping together plastics and Tyvek. Latex gloves, cheap and quick way of covering small electronics, doorbell cameras, etc. Disposable shower caps, another cheap and fast way to cover small but bulky objects like security cameras. And scissors, obviously, these are for cutting stuff, like your trash bags, to open them up to a flat piece of plastic or trim Tyvek to length. Also, here's some items you can't fit in your setup bag but you should always have. Tyvek. Tyvek is the name brand of a water and UV resistant house wrap, but you can get a store brand version for half the price at a hardware store like Lowe's. Tyvek is great for covering large areas of shrubbery and flowers to protect from chemical overspray. Though it is a bit costly, it can be reused, so if you take care of it, it can be a one and done purchase for the most part. 8-inch clear plastic tubing, at least 2 mil thick. 8 inches is important as that will cover most all gutter downspout exits. You can use this to divert your roof wash mix to an area away from kept grass and shrubbery. Water-fed gutter cleaning pole. While this thing works okay for clearing out small debris in gutters, it works amazingly at feeding water into gutters from a water spigot to help dilute any chemical from surfaces like roof washes. We love this extendable Poople brand one from Amazon. The brand name is a bit suggestive, but it gets the job done well. When you arrive at the property, you or someone on your crew should be assigned to the property protection role. While other members of the crew can start setting up equipment, the property protection person can walk the property, take before pictures, and start applying protection where needed based on the job. Here are some common areas to look at based on a few popular services. For roof washes, identify where you'll be starting and get your poople set up in the gutter section for that area. If the gutter downspouts lead into the ground, look for the yard pop-ups and make sure they are functioning correctly and not blocked by grass or dirt. If the downspouts are open, look for a safe area to divert the wash-off chemicals away from the customer's yard using the plastic tubing. If needed, or to be on the safe side, you can always cover shrubbery with Tyvek. And as we say, dilution is the solution. One person should always be spraying water on any trees, flashing, gutters, siding, or anything else exposed to roof wash overspray while the others perform the cleaning. That's still a major part of property protection. For house washes, look out for sensitive wooden doors, doorbell cameras, doorknob keyholes, electrical boxes, electrical outlets, patio televisions, sensitive outdoor furniture, and sensitive plants like Japanese maples. One area an inexperienced pressure washer often misses, which most certainly won't be you after watching this training video, right? Is vehicles in the driveway. With roof and house washes, there's a good chance chemical overspray can drift onto the customer's vehicle, and if gone unnoticed, can dry and even damage the clear coating. If this happens, you will for sure hear about it later. Turns out that's part of their property too. Be mindful of vehicles and remember to rinse them off with water when you're nearby. When cleaning Flatwork, you still have a few areas to keep an eye out for. Look for electrical outlets that might catch some water from your rinsing. You may not be spraying them directly, but it only takes a little water to start a fire or burn the outlet. Take some time to tape it up. Yard speakers, although should be water resistant, should be covered as well. Another area that you may encounter are garden ponds, hot tubs, and pools. These can usually be covered with Tyvek if they're at risk of catching your overspray. But be very aware and cautious. If they have a small pond with, say, koi fish, do not leave it covered for too long. Even with Tyvek, heat can still build up and oxygen levels can drop in just an hour or so. If the pond has animal life in it, it's always best to try to work around it without covering it. A few other areas to be mindful of are wooden fences. Overspray from house and roof washes can spot up and stain fences, and you'll be adding a fence cleaning to your job if you're not careful. Also, think about how you're running your hose. Even without chemicals, the grass and vegetation is still at risk if you're running hot water. Never run your hose across their yard if you're running hot water, because the heat will fry the grass and leave dead lines behind. Each job is different. It's important to examine the property and identify anything at risk during your work. Here's the key takeaways from this video. Always be prepared with your property protection supplies. Just a little extra effort ensures you do not damage the property while also establishing a lot of trust with you and the homeowner. Electrical equipment is very sensitive to water, and great care should be taken with these areas. Even if it's made for outdoors, your spray can find a way in and cause serious damage. Tape and plastic is your best friend here. Flower gardens and grass love to catch your chemicals. I just recently redid my own landscaping, and I can tell you those plants and flowers are not cheap. Tyvek works amazingly at temporarily covering these large areas without overheating the plants while you clean around them. And I'll stress this again. Do not kill their fish. There's plenty of horror stories of people neglecting them and killing them with chemicals, and even stories of people covering the ponds only to find that their good intentions actually baked the fish. And don't forget about their yard. Hose management is a free method of property protection to keep from burning their yard with hot water hoses. There's a lot of pressure washing businesses out there. Make yours stand out by showing the homeowner that you care about their property. The goal is to always leave the property looking better than it was when you arrived.